Figuring out where the real pressure is in Houston's luxury market can be a confusing thing because most people assume the highest price points are always the tightest. So I want to make this simple for you today. Around here, luxury starts at roughly double the region's median home price, and right now that puts the floor at roughly $750,000. So we pulled every closing and every active listing across the entire Houston area in the luxury market over the last 3 months. And here's one very specific price range where the pressure is actually concentrated. It's not the one you'd guess. My name is Allie, and my team and I help around 200 families relocate to this area every single year. Luxury real estate isn't just about the number on the price tag. It takes real finesse, discretion, and a genuine understanding of how these specific price points actually behave, because they don't mimic the rest of the market. The tightest pocket in this entire price stack is sandwiched between two much looser markets on either side of it. And once you see which neighborhoods are actually driving it, it's going to change how you think about buying or selling into it. So let's start with the full picture. Over the last 3 months, 2,034 homes closed across Houston in the luxury price range. That spans everything from the entry price point at $750,000 up into 8 figures at the very top of the market. And right now, there are just over 3,500 homes sitting active or pending in this same range across the city. So this is not a small, thin slice of the market. This is a very active and sizable piece of Houston real estate, and it moves in ways that most people never see. To actually understand how it moves, we use something called months of inventory. Think of it like this: if every home currently listed sold at the exact pace homes are selling right now, and not one new listing ever came on the market, that's how many months it would take for all inventory to run out. The higher that number, the more room a buyer has to shop around. The lower it is, the more competition there is for whatever's out there, because homes are getting scooped up faster than the new ones can replace them. Here in Houston, we consider anywhere from 3 to 6 months of inventory to be a balanced market. Under 3 favors sellers, over 6 favors buyers. Right at the entry point of luxury, which is $750,000 to $900,000, we're sitting at 5.6 months of inventory. That's a fairly available market, so buyers have options here. Climb into the $900,000, so that's $900,000 to $1 million, it actually loosens up a bit even more, so 6.1 months of inventory. Still plenty of room for a buyer there. And then you cross $1 million, so anywhere between 1 and 1.5 million, and this number drops hard. 4.4 months of inventory. That's the tightest number on this entire board. Move up again to a higher range, 1.5 to 2 million, and it loosens right back up to 5.2 months of inventory. So there's a real pattern break happening here. A looser market below it, this tight pocket right at 1 to 1.5 million, and a looser market again above it. If you've been house hunting anywhere near that range and it's felt more competitive than you expected, that's not in your head. That's exactly what the data here is showing. And if that surprised you, wait until you see what it actually looks like on the ground. When we bring up the topic of days on market, you start feeling the pressure of what buying a luxury home here in Houston actually feels like right now. Homes in that $1 to $1.5 million range are selling in a median of 12 days right now. Compare that to the $900,000 to $1 million range, that's sitting at 17 days. So 5 extra days might not sound like much, but across hundreds of sales, that's a real gap, and it tells you buyers are moving faster the moment they cross into this range. So I had a family a few months back who were moving here. They were trying to upgrade from a smaller home, and they've bought and sold homes before, so they keep pretty informed in terms of what's going on in the market. So when they found a house that they really liked, they figured they had some time to look around at some other options, maybe negotiate a little bit, even come in a bit under asking price just to test the seller's motivation and see what happens, right? So because that had worked for them before, they just assumed it would work again. But the home actually went under contract the day that they asked to schedule a second showing, and they never even got a chance to put in an offer. That caught them completely off guard because everything they've heard about today's market moving at a snail's pace made them think there'd be room to think about it, but there wasn't. Luckily, they did find another home they loved even more than the first one, and we took a much different approach the second time around to help them secure their dream home. So if you're on the buying side shopping in this price range right now, here's what I want you to know about your competition. This is usually where the move-up buyer lives. someone who's already owned a home, already has real equity or proceeds behind them, and isn't shopping casually. When the right home shows up, they move on it fast, and that means you need to be ready to move just as fast too. Get your financing locked in advance, know your must-haves before you walk in, and don't assume you'll get a week to think it over, because right now you probably won't. If you're already ready to buy, there's a link right in the description where you can reach out directly, and I'll help you get ahead of this instead of getting caught up in the weeds and losing out. There are also some outlier neighborhoods that just don't behave like the rest of the market, so we need to be sure we're getting a clean read on the numbers before you make a big decision. Now, if you're on the other side of this and you own a home in this range or close to it, the next part is really for you, because this pressure isn't spread evenly across the city. It's actually concentrated in a handful of specific neighborhoods, and there's a good chance you already live in one of them. Oak Forest leads the way at 21 sales in this range over the last 3 months. This is one of those neighborhoods where you'll actually find a 50-year-old brick ranch home sitting right next to a brand new modern build. And buyers, they want in regardless of which one they end up choosing. Right behind it is the Houston Heights, with 18 sales, mature trees, front porches, walkable streets, and just that whole feel you genuinely can't build from scratch no matter how much money you put into new construction. Sterling Ridge over in the Woodlands and Bender's Landing up near Spring both come in at around 10 sales each. These are in different parts of the map, but they have the same story. Established communities with a name buyers already recognize and trust before they've even seen the inside of the house. That's the thread running through almost everything in this range. It's not the newest, not the flashiest, it's the neighborhoods people have already decided they want to live in. So if you own a home in one of these neighborhoods and you've been sitting on the fence about whether now is the right time to sell, this is what you need to know about before you decide to wait another season. Buyers in this range aren't just casually browsing. They are motivated. They're ready to go, and right now there simply isn't enough inventory in these specific pockets to satisfy them. That's not putting pressure on you. That's what the data is actually showing. And it's the kind of window that doesn't stay open forever. So one more piece before we wrap up, because this pocket isn't happening in isolation. The whole top of the market is drifting upward. Comparing this July to last July, July 25 to July 26, total luxury sales barely moved, from 573 sales up to 595. But look at the mix. The share of luxury sales at $1 million or more climbed from 50% July 25 to 55% July 26. And sales above $2 million grew from 9% of the market to 11%. Same number of total buyers roughly, but more of them are buying higher than they were a year ago. So the ceiling is quietly climbing even when the headlines keep telling a different story. So that's where the real pressure is sitting right now. 1 million to 1.5 million is the tightest pocket in the entire luxury stack, driven by established neighborhoods buyers already trust. Whether you're the one trying to buy into one of these neighborhoods or the one on the other side thinking of selling, that's not a detail you want to find out after the fact. This is a picture that shifts every month. I track these numbers consistently, so be sure to subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you want to see why this market's actually a lot stronger than the headlines make it sound, watch this video next.